I think what's interesting about that is hindi ka lang limited, especially if you go the stock market route na either Jollibee franchise, it gives you also the possibility na, why not I just try to consider maybe Starbucks na stock or maybe McDonald's na stock so that you're also positioned globally if the main intent also is diversification. Hindi ka na lang limited just by physical location in the Philippines or just buying Jollibee stock. You're not just limited by the 50% that they have in the Philippines and then their other stores. It suddenly explodes your possibilities because madami mong pwedeng pagpilian.
On demand eh. You want on-demand food, you can order it. You want on-demand groceries, you can order it through your phone. You want on-demand videos or entertainment, you can play it on your phone, you can watch it. So, I'm not surprised if a lot of people nowadays think that way na gusto ko kasi mabilis eh. Yung 10,000 matagal yan bago yun lumaki. So, I need more money, I need more capital, I need to loan, I need to borrow, I need investors. But in reality, for me I would rather experience the slow myself, the slow process, because then I will learn it so that when I have more, I have deeper mastery also.
You said franchise versus being an entrepreneur. Franchises are more expensive, pero you have manuals, you have a process, you have something to follow versus starting it on your own, smaller capital, pero you go through the growing pains also. There will be a lot more mistakes. Would you want to pay more but have lesser mistakes, or start small and then as you make the mistakes it will cost you also pero you gain some sort of experience there also while trying it on your own? I've never franchised anything, so that's why yung answer ko always will be I'd rather start it on my own and then build the skills from there, and if it's not for me titigil ko na yun and then I'll just find something else.
Depends on the person. May mga tao kagaya mo, they really want to learn. They have that thirst for experimentation, curiosity. May mga ganon. Kanina lang yung ka-meeting ko, ganon eh. Talagang kahit ano gusto niya matutunan, gusto niyang itry. And if you're that kind of person, you'd probably want to start on your own and experiment and make mistakes. And then there are also people naman who are risk-averse and they have money to buy a franchise. It's wiser for them to just go and buy a franchise. I mean, if you have the money, ayaw mo nang mag-ubos ng oras sa making mistakes and managing people and having them document everything for you. And matrabaho eh. And it takes a lot of time. Money and time yun. Pag may money ka, wala kang time, franchise na lang. Pag marami kang time, wala kang masyadong money, then start it on your own. Diba? Entrepreneurship talaga.
Pero what's interesting about that is this. Kunyari, franchise ka ng Jollibee. That's like 30 million pesos north of that pa. Or you go to other franchises, it would take millions. So what I'm saying also is that didn't you need to have been good at something for you to be able to get that money already? So iniisip ko, since nakuha mo yung pera na yun because you were good at something at whatever degree, but di mo na lang gamitin yung skills mo doon to be able to actually start the business already since nakuha mo na yung pera, na-prove mo na magaling ka doon eh. The proof is that you have the money na may pang franchise na ganun. Why not use that and scale what you already have? Diba? Isn't that an interesting point also to look at?
So if the money was inherited, then diba, wala na yun. So we're pushing that idea out of the window. Let's just say you earned the money. Like for example, ako sa SEO hacker. I think the only time that I would franchise a well-known fast food chain, for example, like Jollibee, I want to diversify. Diba? Kasi I'm all in the tech industry. That's my expertise, marketing, B2B. If I want to diversify, I'd probably just franchise. Because I wouldn't want to go through the pain again of learning the food business, customer service, kitchen staff. I would I'm getting older. So limited na talaga yung time na kaya ko rin i-invest sa bagong business. So that's just an example, no? If you want to diversify.
So, meron akong gusto pang i-balance doon na if you look at it also, if ganun, mukha na siyang investment. So, if it's a franchise in Jollibee, tas 30 million buying the stock of maybe Jollibee or another company that will give you dividends and capital appreciation, tapos wala na yung sakit ng ulo also, wouldn't that be another alternative also na maghanap pa ng something na may dividends sa 7% or 8%, 30 million times 0.7 or 0.8, that's already a large amount of money plus the capital appreciation also.
You're completely right. So it's like an investment na. Kasi parang you're gonna be treating it as some form of passive income where you have, I'm going to borrow from your point earlier, where you have more control kasi you're going to be in charge of the business.
The fact that meron kang 30 million na invest, that means your time is fully devoted into something that allowed you to generate a 30 million. So talagang literal na hindi mo matututukan yung paglalagyan mo ng 30 million na baka it might be better na either ibalik mo pa rin sa business mo, which is hindi ka nga lang diversified, pero since investment siya, might as well just put it in yung literal na investment na talaga na wala na talagang input from your end also.
For me, that's another very good option. Just invest it in an asset which has a good growth rate pa and maybe would give you dividends, like 7% dividends.
I think what's interesting about that is hindi ka lang limited, especially if you go the stock market route na either Jollibee franchise, it gives you also the possibility na why not I just try to consider maybe Starbucks na stock or maybe McDonald's na stock, so that you're also positioned globally if the main intent also is diversification. Hindi ka na lang limited just by physical location in the Philippines or just buying Jollibee stock. You're not just limited by the 50% that they have in the Philippines and then their other stores. It suddenly explodes your possibilities because madami mong pwedeng magpilian. What would you say for those that have the money pero they're employed, siguro they probably sila vice president ng isang company, and then they have this large amount of savings, and then they're saying that okay, I want to be a VP or I want to climb this ladder, pero sayang naman yung pera ko na to natulog and I could actually franchise this. Would you suggest that they go that route? Kasi dami pwede. They could do potato corner, or they could do yung mga food stations, or they could do yung mga convenience stores also, which it's not as expensive as Jollibee as well.
For me, basta pag-aralan nila, di ba? Kahit hindi naman porket nag-franchise kayo, sabihin panalo na yan. So you have to study kung saan mo siya lalagay, location. You have to study the market. Can they spend? Is it something that the market there in that location where you're going to be putting the franchise, is it something that you think they will buy, that they will consume on a daily, weekly basis, diba? So pag-aaralan mo siya. Now, if in your research, the answers to that is yes, you're gonna have good revenue and the ROI is X number of months or a couple of years, then by all means, diba? So for me, it just makes sense.
The fact that they're gonna study, it will take a lot of time also from them, and also will they be able to make decisions also dun sa business, considering that they are earning well already with their job, and nandun din yung focus nila, yun yung naging money generator nila. Will it work na kaya nilang pagsabayin to be able to do it, especially time is the one that's very very limited in all of this?
I think there will come a point in time where they would have enough critical mass. So for example, nakapagtayo na sila ng 2, 3, 4 na say potato corner, since that's the franchise you mentioned, and pwede na siya mag-hire ng interim CEO or someone who will be in charge of managing all of these franchises, and then he or she can keep his or her time working dun sa full-time job niya, and yung hinire niyang personnel, yun yung magpapatakbo ng franchise. So I think it will come to a point in time na magiging ganun eh. I'm not an expert in franchising. It's just thinking about how it works. I'm doing some math in my head, crunching some numbers. For me, there will come a point in time that it could become fully passive and you're just getting reports every month, maybe every quarter from that person you hired na, okay, ito yung nangyari, may konting pilferage dito.
Mag-hire ka, and then the business will be passive. Why not? Resign ka na sa trabaho mo, ikaw na lang, tapos sweldo mo sarili mo doon, and you make it passive already, and then you can do things also na something na control mo. Or would you want them still to stay at their job and then they still collect whatever revenues they have from their franchise?
It depends if you love your job, because you might not love running your franchises, right? So if you love your job, you're great at it, you're making good headway, you're getting good connections, you have good benefits, why not continue it?
And may sinabi ka about potato corner. Tama naman na if it's just one, kasi it's not really something also that will replace your job yet. pagdating sa mga, yun yung, I think, the misconception sa mga tao na yung sa mga food stalls na ganyan, especially the margins are not as high. It's about volume, yung dami ng ano mo, yung dami ng
Correct.
stalls mo. And what people don't realize is that kunyari, 10 store mo versus isa, mag-hire ka pa rin ng accountant. Pag meron kang accountant, sulit yung kita mo sa 10 kasi it's supporting one accountant versus one lang. You're paying almost the same amount for it also. And then yung basta yung labanan talaga nun will be scale, especially for businesses na the margins are not as big.